All right, here we go. Okay. So the biga first. Okay. So the biga first. It is 220 grams of water. Flour. The focaccia. 50 grams of salt. Let me get my water measured out. Okay. So let me get a bowl. Here's a bowl. First yeast. It's 1.5 grams of yeast. Yeah, 2 grams is fine. I rounded it up. And that calls for water, 320, no. Water for the focaccia, it is 175 grams of warm water. Well, I'm activating my yeast. I'm going to start with the focaccia, baguette too as well, okay? Let me fire my oven too. Okay. $400. Come on, Robert. Okay. So 175 grams of water for the focaccia. Next batch. Okay, there you go. In we go. I'm going to mix it in real good with my whisk, and so that the yeast is totally dispersed. Cover it, set it aside to activate the yeast. For a few minutes. Okay, there you go. Now I'm gonna go for my second, the baguette. I got my flour ready, instant yeast, 5 grams. There you go, 5 grams of yeast, flour, salt, and water. It calls for the baguette 320 milligrams, okay? 320 grams, so let's go see, 320 grams. That's too much. $320 grams of water, done, okay? Now, I'm gonna put this in the bowl too. Same process. Yeast goes in the bowl, okay? Warm water goes in. Gonna cover this, activate the yeast. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to sifting my flour with my dry ingredients for both. Okay. So first is the focaccia. Okay. Salt and flour. Come on, salt. There you go. Okay. So that one's ready. Now I'm going to sift the ingredients for the baguette. There we go. Salt. So got focaccia, baguette stuff done. Okay. Oven is preheating. Got my flour here to go. Got my bench scraper. My olive oil. For the focaccia. However you want to pronounce it. Okay. So remember, we're going to first add the watering yeast for this sponge. Okay. Give it a few more minutes. Baguette, flour is ready to go. Focaccia, flour, the sponge, olive oil. My yeast is going. Yeah, now this is just a waiting game. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and mix my yeast and water for my focaccia first. So what I'm doing is I got my sponge. Okay, sponge. There we go. It's elastic. Okay. I'm gonna mix this here. Okay. Only thing I didn't do was measure my olive oil. It calls for 30 grams of olive oil. Gotta get that done too because gotta go in that recipe. There we go. Okay. 30 grams of olive oil in the recipe. Come on. So I got my water, my yeast, olive oil, my sponge all together. Okay. And I'm gonna start mixing this ingredients right now. First, it's gonna look funky. Okay. Gonna look soupy like bread soup. Yep, it's looking like bread soup. Okay. Once this is thoroughly mixed, okay, then we're gonna add this to the flour salt mixture. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Being added to my salt bread mixture. Here we go. Really get rid of this bowl. Okay. And then start going to pull them together with a spoon. Okay. If it's a little bit too wet, dust it with some AP flour, okay? There we go. Put more AP flour. Now I'm going to bring this to my work counter, okay, and knead it by hand. Got to be smooth, okay. More AP flour. Keep a little cup of AP flour by your side because you're going to need it, okay. A little more flour. Okay, that's about it. Now I'm going to put it back in the bowl and then proof it. Let me clean my bowl first. Make sure my bowl doesn't have any water. Okay. Grease my bowl. So this will stick to my bowl. Take my dough in the bowl. Then I'm going to go ahead and wrap it. Saran wrap. Now I'm going to mark it like we did yesterday. We'll put saran wrap on the outer edges of that dough. Okay. Just to make sure that it does grow, it does expand. So here we go. That's how big my dough is. I'm going to put it aside and proof it. Okay. Next, I'm going to go with a baguette. Here's my baguette dough, my flour, my salt. Here's my yeast. I'm going to mix it in. Make sure my bowl is dry. Okay. Pre-grease my bowl. Now let me get this dough going. Switch on my spoon with my hand and start working this dough. Okay. Now I'm going to work this dough by hand while keeping a little bit of baby flour on the side. Because the more I knead it, the more moisture is going to come out. Mr. Mitchell, all the slides are loaded up on the portal for this week. So is the pre-recorded video for Monday's lecture. Going to catch up and do makeup work, okay? Gotta get this a little bit smoother, okay? Okay. Yes, sir. Go. No, that's for next week because we're gonna have class on tomorrow and Friday. So it's gonna carry over for next week, all right? So here's my baguette dough, same concept. I'm gonna mark it outside with my Sharpie to see how it grows. Now let me clean this table, okay? So when the first focaccia dough is ready, I'm gonna shape it, proof it, and get it going. Yes, dust it with flour a little bit at a time, okay? And to become tacky but not sticky. Yeah, it'll be sticky when you first put it together. But dust it lightly with flour and keep on kneading it by hand until it becomes tacky, not sticky, okay? you kind of see my focaccia already growing a little bit. You add herbs, okay. You add herbs to your flour. That means you get too much flour. Hold on, this Wi-Fi kicked me out. Let me go back and reconnect so you can show me your dough, see how it looks like, okay? Okay. So dust it with a little more flour, okay? So that's why it's not holding shape, because it doesn't have the right amount of flour. So dust it with more flour, keep on eating it, and it should hold shape. If it doesn't hold shape after that, it's because you had too much flour and it becomes crumbly. That's when what I thought your dough was at that point, because you said it's not holding shape. I'm like, it might be too crumbly, too much flour. But no, it's actually needs more dusting of flour. My focaccia is growing. So a few more minutes, and I'll pull it off. That's good. So that's good. Now go ahead and if it's shaped pretty good, it doesn't stick no more, pick it up, grease your bowl, put the dough back in, wrap it a saran wrap, mark it like I did, and then proof it, okay? No, not in the refrigerator, room temperature. Right next to your oven. If your oven is preheated, yeah, put it right next to your oven so that heat is gonna proof it faster, okay? So right now I'm getting my sheet tray ready for my focaccia. I'm putting olive oil on the bottom, okay? There you go. Adequate amount of olive oil. That's olive oil. That's going to give it a nice golden crust on the bottom side, okay? All right, my focaccia's growing. I'm gonna leave it 5 more minutes and I'm gonna go with my focaccia next. Okay. Just enough olive oil to, and the recipe calls for olive oil. You're gonna mix it in with the recipe. Your recipe calls for 30 grams of olive oil. You're gonna mix that with your sponge, your water and your yeast. Remember you made your sponge last night? So you should have a sponge last night. Okay, because we did 2 focaccias yesterday. Yesterday we did the one that I showed in the portal on the slide. And today we're doing the one that we made the sponge for last night for today. All right, I'm gonna go with my focaccia next, okay? Here we go, okay? Focaccia dough's coming out of my bowl. It's looking pretty good, okay? I'm gonna dab my fingers with olive oil so I can remove it. There we go, okay? Beautiful, okay? I'm gonna put some olive oil on this little mace cup, okay? I'm gonna use it to dab my fingers, okay? So here's my dough, dabbing my fingers in olive oil, and then punching it with just my fingers, creating those dimples in the focaccia, okay? Same time, trying to expand it to the shape and size of this sheet tray, okay? Sprinkle some more olive oil on top, okay? There we go. Once it proofs, it'll fill up the missing gaps on the corners, okay? There's some thick parts in the middle, and I'm trying to push those to where I feel that it's a little bit thinner, okay? There you go. Just for good measure, more olive oil, of course. I'm now going to sprinkle it with a little bit of salt. Okay. Just a tad, a little bit of salt. There we go. Okay. Gonna wrap it, and I'm gonna proof it. There you go. Okay. So that one is going. Okay, well that one is going. I'm gonna get the baguettes next. Okay. Clean my countertop because I got some olive oil here. I want olive oil on my baguette. Okay. So I'm gonna use a bigger sheet tray to hold my baguettes. Okay. I'm gonna set her here on the side for now. Okay. Baguette looks good. Okay. It grew. So with this one, you got to be careful not to degas the baguette. Okay, guys. Grab some empty flour. Dust your workspace. Put your baguette dough down. Get rid of the bowl. Okay. Cut the baguette dough in. Only cut it in quarters. Okay. So what I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to press in the middle. Okay. I'm going to press in the middle and roll it back and forth. Okay. To shape that baguette baguette bread recipe, okay? So again, roll it, okay? Once you have it to the cylindrical tube, okay? Right there, set it aside. I don't want it longer than that, okay? Grab the other one and start rolling it with your hand, back and forth, okay? And then with both hands, roll it outwards from the middle to the edges, to the ends, okay? Like a long pepperoni sausage thingy, okay? Same length, put it aside, okay? See, I'm not doing that pulling and sealing with the palm of my hand. I'm just rolling it after I cut it in quarters, okay? With my hand, applying pressure down, get my other hand on it, apply pressure down too, okay? Extend it to the outer edges, okay? And set it aside. Easy as that, okay? Next one up. Apply pressure down. In the middle, both hands, apply pressure as rolling it back and forth as you're rolling it outwards. Okay, here we go. Okay, baguette shape. Okay, now I'm going to pick them up and put it on my sheet tray. Okay, I don't have that cush like the guy was talking about in the video. Okay, not that kind of cush. I'm just saying. Ain't no Pineapple Express here, okay? Spray it with a little bit of spray so the saran wrap doesn't stick. Saran wrap it, put it aside and proof it So when it's proof, I'm gonna bring it, and I'm gonna cut the edges, score it a long way. So this one maybe 3, maybe this one the long way, maybe this one, maybe the long skinny one. I'll do epis. So gotta be around right now. Okay. Baguettes are proofing. Okay. Here we go. Let me clean my table. Well, those are proofing. I'm done with this AP flour. So now I'm just waiting. Can I get another sweet? Now I gotta wait. First one to be done is my focaccia. That's the first one that's gonna proof really fast. Yep, just waiting. Yeah, Mr. Mitchell. How sticky you want it tacky? So when you touch it with this part of your fingers right here, Mr. Mitchell, touch it with this side of your fingers, like this. If it doesn't stick to your fingers, it's good, okay? With this part, touch it like that. If it doesn't stick, that means it's tacky, it's good to go, okay? Yeah. If it don't stick to your hand, it's good. Yeah, but not to your, not to your fingers when you touch it like that. Just waiting with my focaccia. Just waiting for it. It's like watching water boil. You know, it's like stare at it, stare at it. Like, come on, boil. Come on, bread. Proof, rise. A little bit impatient. So I'm going to cook my focaccia with another sheet tray in the bottom just in case the olive oil overflows. I don't want it to burn my oven and have the smoke signals coming out and throw my fire alarm off. And before so I'm going to bake my focaccia first, go with that one, and then pull it while it's cooling. Grab a pan of ice, get it ready, score my baguettes, pop the pan of ice at the bottom, pop my baguettes, and let them go. I don't have a spray bottle. Oh well. Baguettes look pretty good though. They're risen. I don't think I have a spray bottle. I got a lot of cleaning spray bottles, but not a regular spray bottle with nothing in it. Sun biscuit. And I can brush it with, yes. Yeah, it'll help it get a better crust on the outside. Yeah, if I had one, I'll use both methods. Just make sure it gets a nice crunchy crust. But no, I don't have one. Sun biscuit. Fudgesicles. Yeah, I just went for the focaccia. I was like, say, it's like watching water boil. Like, come on, boil, boil, boil. Baguettes look pretty good though. So here's the infamous focaccia. Looking pretty good. Okay. Here's my baguette. Okay. They're risen. Okay. So just waiting. I'm making my other sheet to get ready for baked focaccia. Focaccia. See if I can find a very sharp knife or sharper one so I can score that focaccia. Wait a minute, I thought I had someone had what's it called? Specifically for yes. Correct. So mix it with the warm water first, set it aside, activate it, and then sift your dry ingredients together, your salt, your and the flour, and then mix that dry ingredients into your liquid mixture. What it says, is don't mix the salt and yeast together because they can't coexist, but bear by their own. So they got to be mixed with something else so they can coexist. Yeah, because if salt touches yeast with nothing else protecting it, it'll kill the yeast. You're welcome. right, I'm gonna pop my focaccia in the oven now. It is risen to the, is flush against the sheet tray. Okay. And it goes in the oven. Okay. I'm gonna let this baguette go a little bit longer before I can score them. Keep the wire rack for cooling on the side. Now, just a matter of time.